Hello and welcome to Always Elite. Today we're going to review AEW Dynamite from June 17th, 2020. Before we get into that though, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon to stay notified of what we're going to be doing. I got a new series coming up soon. Also, get your Always Elite merch. I'll leave a link down in the description below. Now let's get right into this. Starts off with a great tag team championship match between Kenny Omega and Hangman Page versus QT Marshall and Dustin Rhodes. And it's nice to see Justin Roberts back ring announcing again, as he came back last week and I forgot to mention. Early on, Dustin seems to have taken a knock from Kenny Omega when Kenny tried to jump over top of him from the top rope, as you see here. It affects him throughout the match. QT gets in and tries to slow it down a little bit so Dustin can recover. It's great tag team wrestling here, back and forth, both teams using tag team wrestling to the best of their abilities. It's great to see AEW doing that. Dustin is nuts doing this right here at his age. He shouldn't be doing things like that, but he is. That's not a knock on Dustin. That's just my opinion. He's getting up there. You know, he's almost 50 for God's sakes, and he's doing shit like that. Ali comes out, of course, to distract QT, which he makes a mistake and pays for it. And in the end, the champs with the last call, Omega and Page, retain their titles. Next up is Anna Jay versus Abaddon. It's a new competitor here in AEW. Abaddon destroys Anna in about 1 minute with a step-up facebuster Rana right into the mat for the win. This woman looks scary, wrestles scary, and her finisher is real scary too. So be on the lookout for her on the rise in AEW. Right after the match, the Dark Order comes out and hands an envelope to Colt Cabana. Come to find out later that it's a contract for him and the Exalted One to face off in a match next week against another team. And they also go in the ring and help Anna Jay out. So is Anna Jay now a member of the Dark Order? Then it's MJF versus Billy from the Gun Club. Now, Billy cannot use his full name, Billy Gunn, so he uses the Gun Club as his way to get around it. Because WWE is being such an ass about it. This was a fun match. We all know how Billy is. He's just having fun with MJF through most of this match. But MJF tries to walk away, and Billy just goes out after him and carries him back into the ring. MJF takes advantage after Billy misses the famouser. MJF chop blocks his leg and just punishes Billy right in the leg throughout the entire break. After MJF jaw-jacking with the ref because he thought he had won, Billy hits a famouser, but it's to no avail. Wardlow gets on the ring apron to distract the referee. MJF puts on his Dynamite diamond ring and knocks Billy out for the win. Afterwards, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy get into it with MJF and Wardlow, and they just have an all-out brawl. Now, is this going to lead to a match between them all later? Maybe next week or the week after? We'll have to wait and see. Then it's Jericho and Sammy backstage talking about beating up Orange Cassidy. It says Orange stuck his nose into the Inner Circle's business for the last time, and they're going to beat up the Best Friends as well. Next, it's Cody defending his TNT Championship against a new challenger who is outside of AEW, and his name is Ricky Starks. He's a young kid on the rise. He's a former NWA television champion. Starts off with fisticuffs and the basic moves to start off the match. Punches and holds and basic things. This match is really testing Cody's fortitude and his willingness to persevere through all the pain. Although, right shortly after all of that, there was AEW makes a huge mistake here. They put up a graphic for Fyter Fest with Cody still holding the TNT Championship, so we already know he's going to win this match, which is a stupid mistake on AEW's part. Starks took most of this match, but in the end, Cody with a surprise crossroads for the win. Next, it's Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc versus the Young Bucks. Jimmy starts off right away on Matt's ribs, which you can see is still hurting from the Stampede match they had a few weeks back. Butcher and the Blade jumped the rail to distract the Young Bucks, which allowed Jimmy to use a wet floor sign on Matt's ribs again. Later in the match, Butcher and the Blade try to get involved, but FTR comes out to deter them. They all back down. It's all good. Jimmy and Kip took most of this match with great tag team wrestling. Nick gets the hot tag and clears the ring. FTR weirdly cheering them on. Jimmy distracts the ref, which allows Penelope to get involved. She again uses the wet floor sign. Finish it off the Young Bucks with the Kamigoye to put away Kip Sabian. Immediately after, Butcher and the Blade jump in and attack the Bucks, but FTR comes out for the save again. Is this a bad omen for the Young Bucks that FTR has to continually save them from their matches? Is this a really bad sign for the Young Bucks? Then Taz is with Cage, talking about what happened last week. Cage wants Moxley right now, wishing it was Fyter Fest already. Then it's main event time. It was Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara versus Best Friends. Winner goes on to Fyter Fest to face Paige and Omega for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Best Friends start the match by just beating the hell out of Sammy and Chris. Best Friends, different team this week. Definitely more aggressive, as you can see here. But that all changed when Jericho used his bat, named Floyd. I don't know why he named it Floyd, but for whatever reason it is. Other than that, it's been a great tag team match. Late, Jericho locks in the Boston Crab. Best Friends super duper plex to Sammy. In the end, Jericho with a distraction on the outside. Sammy uses the bat. Gets a shooting star press off, but can't put him away. Sammy then gets tripped up by the cameraman, which allows Trent to pick up the victory. After the match, the cameraman gets in the ring and reveals himself to be Orange Cassidy. Cassidy just beats the crap out of Jericho, and so ends Dynamite. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the show. And remember, always be elite.